Losing a parent is not easy at any age, right? And it came as a shocker. Love is not about changing. It's about accepting and respecting the differences. Okay, the journey of my pregnancy was again very, very positive. The most positive time of my life. That was not my choice. That was not my first choice, I would say. If the organization is taking 10 steps or even 2 steps, any employee, a woman, a mother will take 200 steps. I was diagnosed with Bell's palsy.
Bell's palsy.
We need more people who are courageous to say, this is right for the business, this is right for the people. If you don't do this, this can happen.
Namaste everybody. Welcome to another new episode of Doc Diaries, the heart of an HR. Today we have with us Mary, an HR by profession, but again an HR by heart also. So let's explore further about her story and what made Mary as an HR. So Mary, welcome to Doc Diaries.
Thank you, Doctor. I'm delighted to be here.
So if we were to distill Mary to the last essence, what are the key ingredients that make you, you?
Sure, Doc. Over the time, the only thing has made me is evolving. It was resilience at one point in time, curiosity and continuous learning. But the core objective of my life has been gifted, blessed. When I say gifted, it's not that I have number of talents. It's about if I meet a person, somebody meets me, they should feel better about themselves after talking to me, right? It's all about enabling, empowering and elevating people, whoever met me. So that's been the core of who I am.
Yes, absolutely, Mary. You said those words right, that people become happy after meeting you. Agreed. I am a testimonial to that. Now, if I ask you, how would you describe yourself in just 3 words?
Dreamer, hustler, learner.
Wow. Yes, you have summarized it very, very beautifully. So let's go back, because when we talk about our personal growth, we have to traverse the journey back into your childhood when you were very, very small and you were living with your parents and you have a sibling. So we'll go to there. But tell me about your house and how did your family play the role in your life?
Sure. It was a humble beginning, I would say. It was a nuclear family. My mom, dad and my sister. So we come from a very staunch Catholic family. So I've gone to church all my life. That was the beginning. Then we come back and prep for the day. Mom would make breakfast, lunch, pack lunch for us. My mom was a teacher, retired teacher now. My dad was a banker.
Right.
So I think they were the only couple where both the couple were working in the family.
So you lived in Bangalore?
No, I am from Mysore. I'm born and raised in Mysore. Yeah.
Right. So just next to Bangalore.
Close to Bangalore.
Close to Bangalore.
Yeah.
So at time you are the eldest in your family.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. So after you, how many siblings, or before you, how many siblings are there?
I have one younger sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us, when your sister was born, how was that feeling that you had, because when a new member comes into the family, there's always that jealousy if the age difference is more or less either way. So how much, first of all, was the age difference and how did you cope up with the birth of your sister? Okay.
If I have to walk back my memory lane, I think that moment was the proudest moment of my life because I was 2 years, right? My sister is 2 years younger to me. My parents always told that you're not going to get a sister. They always said it's your baby. So I felt very proud for the title of elder sister. And fortunately, I'm so privileged that I have a sister who's excellent in everything. If I'm average or mediocre, because she's very excellent, be it looks, be it intelligence, be it creativity, she's awesome. And I have to give the credit to my parents because they always tried to keep us very, very connected. As I told you, I was very, very proud when I went and saw her, when I held her. So when they said it's your baby, I felt it's mine, right? And that's the reason I was always a cheerleader to her. I mean, that's how you're to your child. right? And it was not just one way. They instilled that kind of a value system within us that we come from a Catholic background, right? She could have easily called my name, right? She was just 2 years younger to me, but they always said no. She's Akka. She always addressed me as Akka, and she respected me, she loved me, acknowledged me. So it was both the ways, and of course, I have to give it to my parents because they put that in my mind that you're going to be responsible, it's your baby.
Wow, a very nice thought. But tell me, Mary, क्या होता है ना कि जैसे another two people are there in the family, two kids. So there's a lot of differentiation between both the kids unknowingly. It's not that parents love their two kids or three kids and they say everyone demands, everyone holds a normal status there. But how come in your family they treated you? How did they treat you, both of them?
Doc, there is a reason, because I was born also after 5 years after my mom and dad's wedding. So for them also I was a blessing, right? And I was very unique. They actually established that both of us are unique. Right? And we both have our own strengths and abilities. And they had a lot of emphasis on behavior, obedience, and attitude. Of course, I scored better than her there. So they used to always praise me, and I liked that acknowledgement from them. And because I loved my sister so much, I supported her. I used to always be with her. Of course, we had silly fights for remote and dresses and shoes. That's okay. But she knew in the outer world, we are a team.
Right.
So it came even through her. She had a lot of respect because my mom was a teacher. We used to go play in the parks and all of it. So we used to wait for our turns to play in the swing or the slide. So she used to always say, hey, get down, my mom is a teacher, no? Akka, you sit now. So it was like that. She also used to protect, support, love me. It was two ways, and I have to give it to my parents again. They always made us feel both of us are unique and both of us have our own strengths and abilities, and we can shine in our own way. And they always told, the sun is so bright, everybody will get equal amount of shine.
Wow. Yeah. So the qualities which I'm seeing here are love, protection, compassion, which we will discuss later, resonates with the professional HR qualities also. So those were instilled in you by your parents there.
Yeah.
There was an incident which, it's a very Can you share some incidents during that phase that, made you a little stronger or, gave you that strength ki, no, I can do it. Even if one parent is not there, I am responsible for taking care, because you were the eldest and your mom must be going through that grieving phase at that time.
Yeah, my mom went through shades of depression. It lasted for a year. It took a very long time for her to come out of it, because my mom was also in her early 40s.
Yeah.
Right? It was, as I said, it was very shocking for all of us. But then there's no option. Life has to move on.
Yes.
Right? Life has to move on. And we were always a family where a lot of love, lot of laughter, a lot of warmth, and suddenly it was all paused. It was gloomy, right? But then I had to make a lot of efforts to make sure that it is normal at home, and my grandmom helped a lot. Spirituality helped a lot. That's when I started going to church more, and we somehow sailed and navigated that phase taking one day at a time. That is when I think I've also learned to make priorities and work accordingly and take one day at a time, because mummy was most important for us at that point in time. All that we wanted is mummy should be okay, her health should be okay, and we were just looking forward when things will be all a little more normal. At 12, it's very difficult to grieve for a long time. Right?
Because you're still a small
because
kid.
I still wanted to play. I still wanted to go out and play. But I used to see my mom really depressed. And when you're depressed, right, I mean, you somehow end up, it affects you physically also. So she used to be on the bed and she used to, I was very scared if she also gets a heart attack. That was the fear
Just
constantly.
losing
So I
another
kept
parent,
checking on her, I kept checking on my sister. It was a tough time for sure. But then with the help of my grandmom and I think school and teachers played a major role. The teachers, because we come from a very small town, tier 2 city, right? Everybody is very connected. My teachers were my mom's classmates only. Like, yeah, my mom and dad, like my grandparents are quite popular in the church. Same goes with my parents. So they all knew what I'm going through. So I got a lot of support even in school. Even teachers used to come and talk to me, Mary, how are you feeling? Do you need some help? That all of that made me feel that there's so many people who are feeling I'm important. Right? That gave strength. And somehow with that age, it was okay not to get too deep with things, but to move on with things.
Wow. Yes. So you never felt that, you missed out on your childhood at any point of time?
I did. I did.
And
I couldn't do much of activities like all other girls did in school. Be it sports or be it music, anything after school was restricted because there was no one to come and pick me back and all of it. I did miss. I feel yes, I did miss a bit of childhood. Even friends and even excursions, even some birthday parties. But then whoever understood me were my friends.
But you took it with a pinch of salt and said, no, my priorities lies at my home right now.
Yeah, whatever you do, doctor, even in life, if your family is not okay with it, when you come back, your family is not smiling, it's not worth it.
Absolutely.
I think I realized it in a very, very young age. That's why I was very matured compared to my peers, even in school and college or whatever. Because I realized that it's important to keep people who are important to you happy, smiling. That's where I learned also negotiating, I used to check with my mom that this is really important. Can I go with Lynn? I'll come back with her father. I started negotiating from then. A lot of things in my life has been negotiating, influencing. It's not come very easily.
Yes, and that the trait of negotiating has flowed down from your childhood to your adolescent and to your adulthood.
Perhaps, yeah.
Wow. Now, you were a very quiet child in your school. And then slowly you opened up again, like a butterfly.
Right.
So you'd explain it to us. When was the transformation of Mary? When did it happen?
Yeah, I was an introvert. I'm a very good follower, but the best of me comes when I lead. That's when I understood. And I was not somebody who was very proactive in saying, can I take up that? Can I do that? I was waiting for somebody to point at me. But then I think when I grew up, the groups became a little smaller. And there, somehow when it comes to cultural activities or when it comes to debates, somehow I felt when our senior CRs used to say, Mary, there's no representation from your class, can you do it? That's when that leadership skills bloomed actually. And I also learned leadership is not just about decision making. It's not that you have to have answers for everything, right? If you're able to connect, if you're purposeful, and if you work towards something with integrity, it'll help. And I always like to see the best out of people. Yeah.
So normally, Mary, HR as a person, if you say in organization, it is I would say, not he, she, I will not say that. The person is always thought to be a giving person. So did you ever learn that trait in your childhood about giving?
Yeah. There were certain episodes, like I said, my mom was very protective. She would never allow us to go for parties or excursions. So there was one year, I think in grade 7, that I said, no mom, I have to go. I have to go. All my friends are going. I'm finishing my middle school. I have to go. And I kind of, negotiated and influenced her, cried, did everything. Then she said, okay, I'll give you the money. Go ahead. Somehow, it was not resonating. It was not going well within me because my mom was not doing it with a full heart because I was forcing her. But when I went to give that money and say that, okay, I'm going to, join the excursion, something stopped me. I said, okay, fine. I don't want to do it. But there was another girl who wanted to go, and her parents also were not letting her go, or she didn't have money, something like that. I think she was staying in the orphanage. So I went up to sister, and my class teacher didn't accept it. I can't, at 7th grade, you can't pay for another girl, another classmate, right? She said, no, this can't, we cannot allow this. Then I had to go to the principal. Luckily, I was close to the principal.
Okay.
She's Sister Peter. She was from Ireland. My school had all principals who were from, all parts of the world. Yeah. And incidentally, Sister Peter also taught my mom. I studied in a school where my grandmom studied, my mom studied, I and my sister studied.
So very well known and connected in that.
So she knows my mom as well. So I said, can this girl go ahead and, she can utilize this. Then even sister said, no, it's your money. You think if you want to do something out of this money. Right? It's too early for you to think for somebody else. You think if you have to do for somebody, you want to do something for yourself. That's when we didn't have we had a Tamil and a Kannada Bible at home. We didn't have an English Bible. My mom and dad read Kannada. That's when I went and bought a English Bible. Of course, I earned a lot of brownie points. I didn't do that to earn brownie points, actually. But then I became the most favorite for principal.
But you learned the lesson of giving. It came from within you, actually.
Yes. One, I wanted to fight with my family for what I want. But then I again thought, if it's not coming from my mom full-heartedly, I should not be doing. Maybe I will not enjoy it. If she's with me, I will enjoy it. So
thinking about anyone before you.
True.
And that again, brings us
very easily to me, naturally to me.
So that is another trait of an HR.
Yeah, I don't have to make efforts there.
So everything what you are today, actually, when I say this on Doc Diaries, actually what we say when we bring out stories, Mary, you actually resonate with that ki jo bhi hum hain aaj, everything, every seed has been inculcated in our childhood. So if you are an HR today, आप HR कैसे बने? Because the qualities of an HR were already there in you and you were destined to be an HR.
I guess so.
Now coming back to your journey. Now you are in college and you are doing your, I think BSc or BA?
BCom.
BCom, okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing your BCom and after BCom you said, ki chalo mujhe, I think you got an offer or something, campus placement or something.
Yes.
Then what was any incident which happened there that, you still remember and you say, yes, I did it. This is my decision because till now, all you had done is for your family.
Correct.
And with their decision making and everything. So now anything which you said, okay, I won't want to do this.
Yeah. After finishing my BCom, I got an offer from Infosys. And me and my mom, also as a family, we decided that I would, work. Then after 2 years, maybe pursue my MBA, pursue my master's. Me and my mom also came to Bangalore. We set up the PG, all of it. But there was some hunger within me that I wanted to learn more. And I was also, it's a combination of hunger and fear, right? I was scared, what if I get into the job and I lose interest in pursuing?
Studying further.
Yeah, and I always valued one thing, doctor. I always feel that your knowledge will take you to places. And that was the first time I negotiated with my mom really hard to, apply for an MBA. I also thought my foundation of, the solid foundation of business, finance, strategy, operations all came from MBA. And also I will be part of a community which is, the students in the class also will be equally driven and ambitious. And I can learn so much from that, right?
So you fought and you took this decision as a bold step and you said, I want to do an MBA.
Right.
And then you joined MBA where? In Mysore itself or in Bangalore?
Yeah, in Mysore itself. So there was a cousin brother also who encouraged me, who said, yes, I think you should not get into working now because there was not a dearth need for me to earn. But then there are chances I might lose the focus going forward. but this is the time that I'm so driven and ambitious, and I should give it a try. So with the help of him also, I wrote PGCT and I got a good ranking. It was less than 1,000, and that spoke volumes for me. I didn't have to do anything about it. The whole family, my mom's brother, my cousins, my aunts, all were very, very proud because it was a very good ranking. Even I didn't expect. It was very good ranking, and that is the time they always thought that, I think this girl is capable of decision making. We should encourage her. I think that
Was the
ranking,
turning point.
yeah, that ranking kind of pushed a lot of cushion towards my decision, and I got the whole family support, because see, your family, your mom, all of them are your key stakeholders.
Right.
It's very important to get a buy-in. See, maybe there again a HR element, right?
So that was the first time you said, ki, no, I also can take decisions everywhere, and
Yeah.
decision making is very important.
Yeah. I'm so glad I made that decision. I'm so thankful that it came. I had the thought and I could, go ahead and implement, and I got a good college.
So now coming to the second year of your MBA, what made you choose HR? Because I'm asking you because you are an HR now, you must have chosen HR in MBA. So what made you choose a specialization as HR? Because who you were, or why did you choose that?
Although my personality resonates with HR, that was not my choice. That was not my first choice, I would say.
Oh.
Yeah, because I want to do something in finance and marketing. I like marketing just like you. I think you also like marketing.
Yeah.
I like numbers as well. So I thought I should pursue something in finance and marketing. And applied also. So there was this professor who said that I've seen that strength in you, connecting voices, working together, making sure that you and your team give the best. You push your team, you're being a cheerleader for your team. I think HR suits you more. Initially when it came, I was like, no, I'm not thinking of HR. But I gave it a thought, what I really enjoy. I do enjoy numbers. I do enjoy marketing. The best of me comes out when I actually talk to people.
Okay.
Right? I want to say one thing, doctor. Nobody reaches anywhere alone. It's always with a group of people. Not all the time you have the clarity in life. If I was not choosing to be in HR, I'm sure I would have been teaching economics as a teacher or as a professor. Economics is something very, very close to my heart.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Mary, after completing your MBA, everyone gets a placement. You must have also got a placement, and you must have traversed your journey as a junior HR. So can you throw some light on it?
Sure, doctor. I think that moment was a very, very proud moment for me again, because it was my name written on the offer letter. Like, you're always someone's sister, someone's daughter. But there it was like I got an offer letter from a company thinking that I'm capable of something. Sounded like a huge, massive opportunity for me. And that's when even then I got through Infosys and Accenture.
Okay.
I chose Accenture.
Did you find anything different in Accenture in relation to what you had learned? life? Yes, you learnt it. So how did Accenture, not how did, I would say, did Accenture accelerate or de-accelerate your personal growth?
One major difference was I was financially independent, right? And I became an inspiration for some few girls in Mysore. So that kind of gave me a lot of pride. That kind of gave me a lot of responsibility. So all the time, and then there were a lot of times that I thought I'll quit. I'll go back to Mysore. I'll see something that I can do. I can check with Infosys and all of it. But then I felt that a lot of people are looking up to me. That kept me going. That is one thing that kept me going, because even when I went to Mysore, they were very happy. I was the only girl who came out of Mysore for a career, right? Whenever I used to go back to Mysore in my church, my elders, even the girls in my school, I felt they all are looking up to me. I could be an inspiration in a small way. That kept me going even in difficult times. Those values kept me going.
So those values you learned there in the personal growth.
And also I think I developed personal values like excellence, ownership and impact. Whenever I was down, I would, go back to these values and see how I can draw strength from them.
Understood. Yeah. So now you must be around 23.
Yes, 23.
23, 24.
Yes.
कभी ऐसा नहीं लगा घर से pressure आया, शादी कर लो, get married, something like that?
I mean, it happens with everybody, especially in Indian families. Yes. My family was
no exception.
They were not different at all. So yes, they kept on, they kept on seeing grooms for me. But there was an element. I had a friend. Mahadev was a friend.
Your husband. Tell me a little bit about Mahadev and how did you meet him?
All right. So I was 23. When I was in Accenture. Like any other family, even my family was very much worried whom I'm going to be getting married to. Firstly, because I'm away from home. That's the reason they were a little worried about. So they shortlisted a couple of grooms, and I had my cousin brother who used to, decline or reject them. Most of them were from teaching background. He thought I'm in corporate. Someone from corporate would, help in a good partnership in life. I had a friend, Mahadev. He had completed his MCA and come to Bangalore, 5 years elder to me, but he was a great friend. He never flirted, he never asked for a date, nothing like that, but we used to speak a lot of progressive stuff in terms of career. So I met this guy who my mom had shortlisted, and Mahadev used to do all the background verification. And I met this guy and I came home and he said, no, bahut acha hai. His career graph is good, all good and all of it.
And you were, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. You were cool with that. You'd had no feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then he came, he met, and you got married.
Yeah. Then she realized that happened on the phone. She said, ask him to come. And it was on a Saturday evening, and Sunday he came to Mysore. He came to speak to my mom, my uncle, and all of it. And I don't know, I mean, if something is right for you, the universe and your family will support you. And it was like an immediate, unanimous yes. my uncle also was very, very happy that Manav has a lot of clarity of thoughts, and they somehow had this feeling that I chose an MBA, then I went ahead to Accenture. So they always thought that kids know what they're doing, so we have to support them, we have to help them. So my family was very supportive. Yeah.
So you got married and you moved to Bangalore.
But there was one more thing, doctor. It was not okay with Manav's family. Manav had to, fight all the battles, because Manav as a person, if Manav and Mary is there, Manav will be the favorite for everyone. So he was a very favorite kid in their family. So they were very worried what kind of a bahu is going to come. Not just Manav's parents, whole family. So he had to fight
different cultures.
He had to fight a lot of battles. I think it happened because Manav wanted it to happen. I didn't put any efforts. Neither did I ask him. Neither did I speak to my family. My family was okay. He asked, he spoke, he fought, we waited. So I think all this happened because Manav had seen a very positive, progressive life together.
Yes, I really, when I'm hearing this, and I have met Manav actually, so I can relate to that.
You know it, you
Yes,
met him, right?
yes,
You know it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So coming back to what we were discussing, now when you got married, and both are from different cultures, how was it to manage this? And how, when I'm talking to you, I'm relating it to your HR as cultural diversity.
Yeah.
So how did you manage this personal aspect of your life? My culture is so different than Manav's, and we are staying under the same roof, and we have to cater to both sides of the family. So kaise the family dynamics?
I think what really helped in the initial days is the love and attraction that we had for each other. That kind of helped us very, very well. And it was not easy because I didn't understand a lot of Odia culture, how a bahu should sit, eat, behave, all of it, right? I didn't understand. So most of the times when I used to ask a question, why this way? Like in his family, the men eat first, then the women eat. Oh, I don't come from that background at all.
You all sit together.
Inclusive, right? So he said, no, there should be someone for serving. But I also saw when the woman ate, the men served.
Okay.
So it gave me answers, and I understood that love is not about changing. It's about accepting and respecting the differences. So I think initial stages, because we both had a great understanding. We both had a lot of consensus matching because we again operated as a team. We had a set of negotiables, not negotiables. We had decided and signed off on it.
तो HR के जो characteristics थे तुम घर में भी apply कर रही थी.
होता है ना, because the waking hours of your life you're working, that will reflect in your personal life.
So was it, now that brings me to a very interesting question. Abhi tak you have, I think, traversed around 3 years of your HR journey?
Yeah.
3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
So did you learn from your personal journey and used it in the professional, or was it the vice versa?
I can't pick and choose. It was both. But yeah, my professional life, my professional journey helped a lot for me in my personal life also. Especially that, writing your negotiables, non-negotiables, signing off, putting a principle, defining it. It kind of helped.
And Manav was game for that? He didn't say, अपना office के अपने fundas यहाँ मत लेके आओ.
Yeah, Manav was like, what is this? One day I think you'll write a bedroom policy, bathroom policy and all of it. Yeah, for him also, I think for him it was more difficult because I'm more structured, I'm more organized. Manav is extremely disorganized, right?
I hope he's not going to hear this.
No, let him hear and change for good. So, yeah, I think that's how it attracts also, right? I'm here to help him be the best version of himself. He's here to help me be the best version of myself. Right. More than partnership, it's life together. That's a different thing altogether.
Right. Yeah. So let's now move ahead. Now you're married and you both are adjusting to each other and you're making your in-laws also happy and you're adapting to their culture. They are looking up to you also. Everything. It took time. No doubt.
It did take time. Yeah. But yeah, I think love was very central idea because love and respect.
Yeah.
Because all that they did is because they loved Manav, respected Manav.
Understood.
All that I did because I loved Manav, I respected Manav. And he also safeguarded. It is always two ways. He always safeguarded me. But otherwise, I wouldn't have got that kind of strength. And otherwise, also, Manav and his family are extremely genuine people. Although we belong to two different cultures, somehow I feel our paths are very same. Right?
In terms of religious and spirituality?
Yeah, in terms of spirituality. It is, I always wanted somebody who will take me more closer to God, right? Even if I had the abundance choice of making something wrong, I wanted someone to say, forget about it, don't chase this, choose the right thing. That's what my parents taught me also. I wanted someone like that. And I found Manav is like that. Till today, I think why Manav is not so interesting to me is because it doesn't gossip. I've never seen Manav talking wrong or negative about anyone. He always says there's a reason that person is behaving that way. That person's journey is making someone behave that way. So I think we should not be judgmental. It actually resonates with my core values of life, core values of spirituality. Even Manav's parents, I've seen them very respectful even to our house help. There are times that my mother-in-law used to make chai for all of us and also serve my house help. So these are the things which makes you look up to them, learn from them. There's differences, but there's a lot to learn, there's a lot to respect, there's a lot to inculcate in our own lives. So that kind of helped because I think I was very fortunate to be married to Manav and know his parents.
Yeah, true that. So what I am hearing from you right now, and I am, connecting the dots, is that you have actually, you have the HR qualities from your kiddo time and your adolescent and your adulthood. But the HR qualities, what you possess, also has been gifted by your husband, by your people near and dear to you, and you have learned from them and you've become a better version of the HR. HR to HR hota. You have become a different version of the HR to be more human, I feel.
Yes. I think this diversity also kind of helps. See, I am born and raised in a Tamil speaking background where I went to a school which was run by nuns and nuns all over the world. So English is something that we have always, even in family we speak Tanglish, and Kannada was my first language in school. And I came to Bangalore, learned Hindi. Then I'm married to Odia family. So diversity comes very naturally to me. Very, very naturally.
And that you apply in your even your profession.
Yeah, diversity is such a strength, right? And that kind of helps me understand and not to judge why people are behaving that way. Also understand what's good in them and help them pursue that better.
Understood. So you are in Accenture now, and maybe you have moved jobs after this.
I moved, yes.
Yes. And then didn't you all now plan to extend your family at any time?
It took some time, doctor, because we started off with not even zero. We started off with minus. So baby, we thought we'll take time. When we really want it, we'll make it. And I also feel when God really wants it, it happens.
Did it happen like that?
Yeah.
So please,
it was the perfect timing.
It.
Yeah, I think Mahi was born 6.5 years after our marriage.
Oh, pretty long time later.
Seventh year she was born. Okay. And she was completely manifested, right? I always, my in-laws also were checking because 7 years is not a short time, right, in Indian families. So my in-laws also were praying, my mom was praying. It happened at a time that year I thought we should have a baby, and we had a baby.
Oh, so you are कहते ना कि उसको साबित कर रही हो कि when you want something, the universe again conspires to give it to you.
Always, doctor. I mean, that's what some of my friends tease me, that Mary, you always get it the way you want it. So, I mean, that's why I say I've been very fortunate. Very fortunate. I've got it the way I wanted it. So, even when I used to pray for a baby, my mom used to say, pray for the baby's hands, brains, legs, when I conceived, right? So, somehow it used to naturally come, God, please bless her heart. Please bless her head. Please bless her hands. Her was coming. So, I knew somehow it's going to be a baby girl. Yeah, that's how Mahi happened. And Mahi's the biggest factor in our life. Everything that I have done so far is a small dot. Mahi is a huge circle. Okay, the journey of my pregnancy was again very, very positive. The most positive time of my life, the most happiest time of my life. If I have to rewind something, it would be that. One, I had an amazing gynecologist. I
Okay.
have to thank Dr. Harsha Reddy. She's the only person who saw my reports and said, Mary, you're perfect. Then also I want to speak up in my office, who was so supportive. And I was pregnant at the peak of my career. I got a promotion. I was moved to a new business unit. I got a salary hike. I was so scared. I was actually interviewing for a promotion. In that organization, even to go to the next level, you need to interview.
Right.
And that is the time I was carrying. And somehow people told me, at least my family and friends told me, don't tell that you're pregnant. Maybe you will not get the promotion. Somehow being me, I don't want to, tell something to you which I'm not and take it from you. If I deserve it, I'll get it. So I told to my manager, you know what, I am 12 weeks.
Oh, at 12 weeks you told your manager.
Yeah, and I can't tell you, Doc. It's so unbelievable. He just got up from his chair. He came and he hugged me. He said, Mary, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. And it was so much of acceptance, right? Because corporates, when a woman is pregnant, they already think about who's going to be filling into her. Should we hire? Should pay 6 months of salary to her? Will she come back again and all of it? And even my CEO, she was so happy. That is the time they gave me a car for myself, a driver for myself.
Wow.
She said, please be flexible. It's fine.
ऐसा कौन करता है?
Yeah. I mean, even I feel like I also worked in so many corporates, right? I was extremely blessed to work under a CEO and a manager like that. Thank you so much.
So you think this way which they have treated you, this culture, should also be implemented in all the organizations?
Of course. We are speaking about diversity, right? If women are not encouraged when they are pregnant, if women are not encouraged when they are having their children to come back, how do you think women will come back? Because always somewhere deep down in our hearts, our priorities are families, right? And even if you see India, it's like 51%, 52% is men and it's equal, right? And if you think that both the sections, both the genders are productive, how far the country will go.
Yes.
And I feel organizations should really think, support, encourage that pregnancy is not a disability. And you know what? I mean, even we can see the difference, like mothers are very different at work.
Yes.
Right? Multitasking comes very well. Prioritizing comes very well. Efficiency is to a different level with little time. Right. Productivity goes well. So I think those kind of aspects also, there is data. There's proof that organizations have to look into and have more women workforce.
And after this, you were a really good advocate of this, after this incident.
Of course. I was not expecting this kind of treatment, right? And I was accepted so well and they were so happy. They gave me all the flexibility in the world. Even after having Mahi, I still had that car and the driver and I still had the flexibility. I could go like 11:30 and come back at 4:30, all of it. And if the organization is taking 10 steps or even 2 steps, any employee, a woman, a mother will take 200 steps.
Right, absolutely.
That is how I gave back. And because postpartum also something that I was going through. Right. But I always thought that they've given me so much of opportunity, right? They trust me. And that element kept me going, kept me doing very, very well in my career.
Right. Now you have a baby, a small baby. And because of your way you are, you want to also work.
Yes.
So how did you manage this family dynamics? Because your husband must be also working.
Yes.
So how did it get managed? Because छोटा बच्चा घर में है, the kid demands maybe 6 months old kid or 7 months after your maternity leave, you have to leave the baby and go to work. How did you manage this?
My mom was the biggest strength all throughout my life, especially during maternity. And it so happened that when Mahi was born, that the year before she got retired. So it was perfectly planned, right? So she was available and she was also looking forward for a grandchild after 7 years, right? So she was my biggest strength. But then again, I didn't want to put everything on my mom because she's also aging, right? Our children are our priority. Right. My mom is just there to support and guide me, but she's not there to, always feed, always clean. So I had a nanny as well. So my mom would, supervise the nanny and the nanny would help. That's why I said, no, nobody reaches anywhere alone.
Right. You need people around you.
Always. If you're putting up a good show, there's somebody helping you.
So teamwork
There's a
comes
team
in.
working towards it. Yes.
Yeah. So you're learning and you are imparting the same thing in your profession also.
That's right. That's right. Because it's very important, right? For you to do well at job, your home should be set.
Set. Absolutely right. Now you have a kid, your family is settled, and you are also navigating through your career. You're
Right.
going up the professional ladder. We'll
Yes.
not talk too much about professional thing. Now, do you remember any incident professionally which has impacted you personally?
A lot of incidents, but I would say that when Mahi was 1.5 years, that is when Manav started his entrepreneurial journey, and that is when Fable happened to me. That was my first startup, where I took that opportunity. Mahi was 1.5 years old. Manav had started it on his own, and I couldn't say no to Fable, although the other organization gave me everything, as I said.
Yeah.
But then I was looking for more. I said no, combination of hunger, ambition, curiosity. So I thought here I would be able to create and build. So far I was able to build on whatever is built, right? I couldn't say no. It was like kiosk 360 for me. Home, office.
Yes.
I was the
And
17th
that too,
employee.
I think a startup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was the 17th employee. I saw it grow through 1,300. But then, yeah, at home also, it was a mini startup that we were running.
Yeah.
Mahi was a mini startup, right?
Right.
And Mana was having his own journey. And when this came to me, I couldn't say no because I thought I could do every function in HR. This is the right opportunity for me.
Oh, so you started from scratch there.
Yeah, there were a lot of people who said, don't do this now. Maybe your ambitions, your directions are right, but the speed is incorrect now, right? Because in startups, there is a start time, there's no end time,
Right.
right? But then I thought this is a lifetime opportunity for me. I could build the principles of HR that I believe, that I learn, and also learn from the external world. And I could do a lot more in HR. Everything will be, written, thought through. I know that I'll be empowered as well. So I was looking for it.
मेरी communication एक बहुत छोटा word है, but it has a very deep meaning associated with it. चाहे personal life में हो, चाहे professional life में, and HR के लिए तो communication is, this solid, what do you call? Key, sort of, yes, right, key. It's a key to everything. So, can you share some anecdotes or incident with us where you felt communication was essential and it didn't happen, or it happened, and sort of how did you handle it?
As I said, communication is the key, and I've realized 15 years in HR and also in life, there's nothing that you cannot solve with right communication. And HR also usually has to put a very unbiased hat, right? And in HR's journey, it's all about connections and network. So there were an incident like some people have traveled with me in my journey. Like past 10 years, I've known them. There were opportunities or chances or business situations that there was an opportunity, but I worked with somebody at that point in time. It was not a good end for both of us. But then that didn't stop me because I know this is the right person for this job. You got to be extremely objective of what you're doing, right? That's why HR is always a combination of objectivity, sensitivity, and creativity. That's how I would put it as. And I kind of reached out to that person and I said, there is a job like this. And
even after getting hurt so much.
Yes. Because it was that moment, right?
Right.
But I know this person has the skills to do this job rightly. Right? So I kind of brought that person back to the organization, and
a lot of learning throughout your life, right?
Yeah.
As a personal as well as professional.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we were talking about communication, and you told professionally कि some incidents happen. How was it personal handling of communication? Any incident at your house that makes you smile till date that मैंने communication handle अच्छा नहीं किया या किया? Something?
I mean, because we had this language barrier, right? So I grew up in a house where a lot of English words are used for everything, right? Manav grew up no Odia household. So for him also talking English on a daily basis was not a regular thing. So funny things does happen in communication, right? One small thing, I don't know if it is really answering your question, but I still want to share. When we got married, I fell sick. I had fever or something. So he made chai for me, and he gave the chai to me, and he had not strained properly. So I said, get it strained. I was not feeling well, right? Get this strained. He didn't understand what I'm trying to say. He's like, chai is not good. I said, no, get it strained. He's like, I have made the chai correctly. I said, no, get it strained. And uske baad, I didn't have the energy to explain it to him again. So I went to the kitchen. I strained it myself. And he's like, oh, chanchna bolna chahiye. I'm like, what's chanchna now? So these kind of small things happened. One such thing happened that Guru Divas. Okay, so he was like, what are you guys doing for Guru Divas? I thought it's Guru Nanak Jayanti. I said, no, maybe, I don't know. We are not doing all the Punjabi engagement. He said, Guru Divas, I mean Teacher's Day. I didn't know Teacher's Day could be called as Guru Divas. Yeah.
So communication does play an important, and you're learning it.
These are funny things.
You're learning it day by day.
Yeah. Now I know Hindi very well.
Now, I always feel हम लोग HR को ना कंपनी में जैसे my मम्मी, my पापा और HR को एक अलग फंक्शन ही देखते हैं हम कि the HR should be very compassionate, very giving, very loving, but they forget कि HR भी एक इंसान है, and HR also traverses their own personal journey. So in your case also, you must have also experienced some, different issues like, maybe health issues or mental issues. Anything would you like to share with our audience?
Okay, there are two different questions. I'll answer the first question first. Right. Compassion, being a giver, being patient, all is a virtue of the job that we have to do. But then we are not going to operate as family. Yes. Because there are conditions. I'm not going to accept an employee unconditionally. There is a role and there's an expectation, the standard expectation of that role that employee has to perform. So we are here to bridge those gaps. We are not actually, I would say HR should not be considered as mothers and fathers
of the company.
Definitely not, because you don't want to deal with children. We want to deal with professional
adults.
Yeah, and HR is a function of heart. Right? And we have to marry the function of head together, right? We have to put all our focus there and make sure it's like a team. It's like a football team. Everybody comes with their own strengths and weaknesses, and we help them soar on their strengths. Right? That is one part. The second part you said about my journey, right?
As a human also, like, see, apart from being an HR, you are a normal human also.
Absolutely.
HR is just a profession. You are Mary as Mary.
Yeah.
Now, you must have also had some ups and downs which you shared with us. Any health issues or any, incidents in your life which really made you question the power of HR or learn the power of HR?
I was in a pause mode, right? It was extremely difficult for me to accept. It took time for me, at least 20 days, to accept. Only when I accepted it, the healing happened. Healing also was not very easy, right? I mean, it was a shock treatment that I went through. So I lost my hair, and face also has changed a little bit.
In my journey of corporate, I think, yeah, I worked in corporate for long. I really, to be very frank, I never disliked the HR, but I didn't even like the HR department. And it is not only my views, but trust me, I have people with me, because maybe I and other people came across HR is they just try to solve conflicts according to the business objectives, not according to the human objectives. So, what is your take on that?
I've heard this from many of other friends also. It's a very, very common question. Fortunately, unfortunately, that's how HR is viewed as, right? They're just solving conflicts to make sure that the business objectives are achieved. Sometimes what so happens is that HR teams are not very empowered. HR teams are not seen as a strategic partners, right? They're still seen as a personal department who is doing documentation, who takes care of compliance and all of it. But then right now, HR is having so much of relevance that human capital and financial capital works together, right? Human capital, branding works together. Yeah. Now we have a lot of data to prove that how employees' wellness can make sure that employee performs better. How employees upskilling can help us reduce recruitment cost. Now we are in the age of data and digitization, right? Now HR should not act apologetic when you're going to your management to ask, I want this budget to do this wellness so that it shows well on us. No, talk with data. If I invest in this person's, in this set of employees, this is the ROI I'm going to get. Right? If HR starts speaking that way, I think HR will be seen as a strategic function, but most of the times HR function is the most apologetic function. Right. They go ask, I want this budget, and they also reflect in a way, the communication part, right? They reflect in a way that they're supporting the management. See, employees are observing you. Employees are monitoring you. So whatever you speak will not count, your actions will count. So if HRs are working towards an ability to work with data and ROI and retention, because today it's all about upskilling, keeping the employees engaged, taking them to the next level. Even if business is looking at investing in new businesses, we need to make sure that is there a business readiness? Do we have tools? Do we have automation? Do we have the right talent? So it is very partnering, right? We are already sitting in the table. So it has to go through us. I always feel I'm very optimistic about HR. We're in a very, very exciting times that we lay the path for the business, wherein we understand what's happening in the world. That's why we should also have a business lens. What's happening? You should know your business very, very well. So yeah, I think businesses have to see them as strategic partners. And I think we need more inspiration in HR. We need more people who are courageous to say, this is right for the business, this is right for the people. If you don't do this, this can happen.
मेरे को एक बात बताओ, anyone can be an HR, or you need to have those qualities to be that human resource?
I honestly feel anybody can be a HR if at all you actually invest in yourself in qualities like empowering your team, enabling your team, elevating your team. Anybody can be in HR, because a lot of problems the leaders solve, HRs are not required all the time. So they're playing a role of HR. So anybody can be a HR unless and until you're really passionate about your team's growth, and understanding what they go through, and make sure that person doesn't fail.
Yeah, so
that's an element of a leader, right? That's also an element of HR.
So that is actually, on a hindsight, a message for people who want to take up HR as a specialty or as a profession.
Career, yeah.
Right. Now, another question which is lingering in my mind is, normally we have not seen, again I'm coming to the professional journey because I'll again take it to your personal part of it. Normally people do not see HR taking up as a CEO roles. Like you have HR ka highest wala is CHRO.
Right.
You have never seen a CEO who's in HR. Normally CEOs are finance CEOs or marketing and sales CEOs. So why is it so, Mary?
Again, I said, because HR as a function does not have that kind of inspiration and confidence in them to talk to the business. Because I think business understands numbers, business understands ROI. But if HR becomes a HR business partner and helps them understand that if you invest in this, you'll save this, and you'll elevate to this, and you'll be able to expand to these markets, and your EBITDA will be this. Why don't HRs talk like that? Right. We have to talk in that way, because at the end of the day, doctor, you will understand the language that you're talking.
Right.
I should be able to convince you in the language that you're talking. Right. But then it is changing, right? Because Leena Nair is the CEO of Chanel, right? Because I think even for a CEO, what really matters for a business is customers, right? And we know how to deal with employees in the right way, objective way. And also speaking about what will be the outcome of your performance. And if HR becomes a CEO, they will handle business, clients, finance, all of it in a way that is communicated in a very objective and empathetic way.
Yes. So now, making this question towards the personal journey. So where do you see yourself, Mary, as a professional? Okay, please hear this out. As a professional down the years, and also as a person down the years.
That's a good question to reflect, because I said my personal values are ownership, impact, excellence, continuous learning, right? So now as I'm understanding the various functions in various functions in the business, so I would like to see where I can contribute more towards customer engagement, customer retention, acquisition. That is something that I'm thinking that is like a organic progression, because I understand people, I understand kind of learning to understand business. That is where I think I will be. As a person, yeah, I mean, I don't want to, have this timeline, I retire at this time and all that. I always even joke with my family that I will be working until I put my foot in the grave, for money or not for money. So anything that is going to be, driving impact and, elevating people, I think I'll be there. I'll be part of it.
And you would want to also say, I don't know, I'm just, guessing right now, that your personal journey and your professional journey are two different things, or are they intertwined?
Yes, it is parallelly intertwined, because it's also dealing with relationships, conflicts, negotiables, not negotiables, coming to consensus. So it has kind of helped both. So Mary personally is also grown. Mary professionally also has taken little time but grown over time. But yeah, it has helped me in both ways to grow. The principles of HR and the principles of management has definitely helped me, especially the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I always think, when will I reach that self-actualization? And that is a journey. It is both, right? Personal and professional.
Right,
Yes.
right. Yes. So lot of HR हो गया, पर HR भी तो उसकी भी तो कोई ख्वाहिशें होंगी, उसकी भी तो कोई मस्ती करने की आदत होगी. So what is one thing that you like to do in your daily life?
A couple of things, I would say. I also like singing and dancing. That comes very naturally because we come
Can we
from a
make you
family.
dance? Or can we make you sing here?
Oh my God, this is too much pressure. Dance, I'm not sure if I'm like, if I get the correct moves. But because you've asked, I think I'll sing a song.
Wow, please. And which song? I'll leave it to you. Plus, we would like to hear your melodious voice now. But not
now this is full of pressure. It's not melodious, it's just my voice.
It's not an HR's voice, but it's Mary's voice, which I want to hear.
I'm passionate about music. I love listening to music.
Right.
Yeah. So just 4 lines, okay?
You can sing 6 also, allowed it.
Okay, the song is like close to my heart. Not a very new song, but yeah, my age kind of a song. और आहिस्ता कीजिए बातें, धड़कने कोई सुन रहा होगा, लफ्ज़ गिरने ना पाए होठों से, और आहिस्ता कीजिए बातें.
Wow, Mary, thank you for being such a sport, and you really sing well. Please. I'm not kidding.
You don't have an option to give me a compliment right now.
Thank you for coming onto this show and sharing your valuable, insights. And, it's not easy to share our personal journey. And that too, what we have learned from our personal journey and imbibing that personal journey into your professional journey. So,
I have to thank you,
Doctor.
From
the bottom of my
for
heart.
Having me. Very kind of you. Very kind of you.
Thank you. This is a small trophy which will always inspire you here.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Doc Diaries.
Yes. And anyone who comes on our show
amazing
doesn't go empty-handed because of the time taken, invested, and you have given your best to this show. Thank you again, Mary.
Thanks again, Doc. Thanks for having me. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to speak. And I think I really enjoyed. Especially the questions on HR, very, very close to my heart. Usually, a lot of questions are asked in a way that, people make HR jokes and all that. But I think you took time to understand why the function behaves, operates in such a way. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm so glad. I mean, it took me back to the memory lane, and this kind of helped me to draw strength. I think so many things I forgot about my own self. When you asked those questions, that's when I went 10 years back, 12 years back, and all of it. And I'm also feeling very, very empowered. I'm feeling strong again. And I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. You've been such a great friend. I wish you all the best for this show. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, Mary, for coming on the show.
Thank you, Doctor.
So, guys, today this was Mary for you, an HR professionally, but also personally. So, what we have learned today from Mary is that being an HR is not just being an HR as a profession, but you need to have those qualities within, and anyone can be an HR in that way. The qualities: compassion, love, the art of negotiation, and empathy, and so on. I can just go on and on. But how those qualities you can imbibe in your personal as well as professional journey make you a very good HR. So, if you have liked this episode, guys, then please shower all your love on us and wait for the next episode, because picture to abhi baki hai mere dost. Thank you so much, and Har Har Mahadev.